All right, so like everyone else on the internet today, we are diving headfirst into this Thunderbolts trailer.
It's certainly got people talking.
It really does. And, with all the multiverse stuff and the cameos lately, even I'm starting to feel a little, I don't know, MCU'd out.
Right.
Like, don't get me wrong, seeing actors' name back was fun for about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But are we scraping the bottom of the ideas barrel here?
Well, Marvel's formula has obviously worked for them, but yeah, even the most diehard fans, we need something new eventually, right? And bringing back the familiar faces, it's a good distraction, but it doesn't really fix the problem.
And that's kind of what has me intrigued about this Thunderbolts thing.
Yeah.
It feels different.
It has the potential to be, yeah.
And we've seen this kind of villain team-up thing work recently.
Absolutely.
I mean, look at Suicide Squad.
Right.
Talk about a franchise that, totally stuck the landing on the second try.
Yeah, the 2021 Suicide Squad, I mean, that's proof you can course correct. That first one, though, it just tried to be edgy for the sake of it,
Edgy and kind of all over the place.
Exactly. No real heart.
This new trailer, though, it's like they took notes. There's a darkness there, but it feels intentional.
There's a reason, yeah. It looks like they're actually giving these characters depth, which, given who we're talking about, that's huge E.
Okay, so for those who haven't dissected every frame of this trailer yet, give us the rundown. Who are the Thunderbolts?
All right, imagine the MCU's B team, but with a lot more baggage.
Okay, I'm listening.
We've got Ghost, played by Hannah John Kamen, U.S. agent, Wyatt Russell, rocking that very patriotic look again, Red Guardian, David Harbour, back in the red suit. And hold on, we've got Taskmaster, played by Olga Kurylenko. Florence Pugh is back as Yelena Belova. And, of course, Sebastian Stan as Bucky Barnes.
So basically, everyone whose moral compass needs a little recalibration.
Pretty much. These aren't your squeaky clean Avengers. They've all messed up, made questionable choices, which honestly makes them way more interesting to watch.
Oh, absolutely. It's like Nick Fury scraped the bottom of his don't call unless it's an emergency contacts list, and this is the team he got. And speaking of interesting, did you catch that Pixies song in the trailer? Not exactly your typical superhero theme music.
It's definitely a choice.
Right. It's like, what are they hinting at here?
Well, I think it goes back to what we were saying about a different tone. The humor here, it's not just quips. It's coming from these characters, their personalities smashing into each other, which makes sense given the director.
Oh, yeah. They're not exactly known for their lighthearted, family-friendly.
Exactly. They've got a style, a grit to their work.
More like, here's some emotional baggage and a can of gasoline, go make a movie.
Right. Which I think plays perfectly with the whole Thunderbolts concept. This isn't a polished SHIELD sanctioned team. They're messy, unpredictable, and honestly, that's where the good stuff is.
It's where the fun is.
Absolutely.
And speaking of unpredictable, can we talk about Lewis Pullman for a second?
Oh, yeah. Interesting choice.
The guy was fantastic in Top Gun, Maverick.
Right.
And now he's here playing, another Bob, who's in way over his head.
Yeah.
It's like, is Marvel being lazy? Or is this genius casting? I can't decide.
I think it's deliberate, part of this bigger trend in the MCU. They're leaning into the self-awareness, playing with what the audience expects.
Yeah.
Remember an MCU movie when character kept breaking the fourth wall? That's what I'm talking
about. Oh, totally. Or how about another MCU movie? You talk about flipping the superhero script.
Exactly. And Thunderbolts, this could be them taking that even further.
It's like they're winking at the audience saying, yeah, we've thrown a lot at you guys, but trust us, this is going to be good.
Right. And let's be real, a little humor goes a long way, especially when you're dealing with a genre that can get a little, self-serious sometimes.
A little uptight, maybe?
Exactly.
So we've got this team of, let's say, rejects. We've got a director known for their, shall we say, unconventional style.
Right.
And it feels like Marvel is maybe, possibly, ready to shake things up a bit.
Potentially.
The big question is, will it work? Are people going to go for this less polished, more morally ambiguous kind of superhero movie?
That's the gamble, right? Marvel has their formula.
And it's made them a ton of money.
It really has, but sticking to that same formula, it's risky too,
Yeah.
Audiences, they crave something new, something different. And I think more than anything, they want characters they can connect with on a deeper level.
And that's what makes this so interesting. This movie, it's like a turning point for the MCU.
It could be, yeah.
But a turning point toward what? Are we talking a darker, grittier phase? More anti-heroes? More therapy sessions with superpowers?
Imagine if Marvel really leaned into the gray areas, the complexities of these characters. What if Thunderbolts isn't just about saving the world, but about these characters saving themselves?
Whoa, okay, now we're getting philosophical. It's like
Right.
we've seen the origin stories, right? We've seen the big battles, but what happens after? What happens when they got to clean up the mess and like look in the mirror?
It's about facing consequences.
Hmm.
It's about those human elements, the things everyone grapples with. Identity, the desire for something more, that search for redemption. It's a story that resonates no matter who you are.
It's classic
Yeah.
storytelling, but was like a super powered twist.
Exactly. And I think that's what Marvel has a real opportunity to do here. They can take those relatable experiences and use this crazy, larger than life world to say something really profound.
Okay, so let's say you're in charge now, right? You got the keys to the MCU kingdom. Do you play it safe, stick to the formula everyone knows, or do you take that leap and go for something totally different?
I think the bigger risk is not taking a risk. Especially these days, people are overwhelmed with superhero stuff. You got to innovate, you got to keep things exciting.
Otherwise, it all just blends together.
Right. And I think Thunderbolts could be that breath of fresh air. It's their chance to break the mold, show everyone what else this universe can do.
It's like they're at this crossroads, right? One path is familiar, it's safe.
But the other path, that's where things get interesting.
It's the path less traveled.
And that's what makes this so exciting. Are the Thunderbolts going to be that next step for the MCU? Or are they going to trip on their own shoelaces trying?
Only one way to find out. Right. And in the meantime, I think this is a good reminder to all of us out there. Sometimes it's the so-called bad guys who have the most to teach us. So yeah, embrace the chaos. Get ready for some messy, complicated, totally unpredictable heroes. And hey, who knows, maybe the Thunderbolts make us rethink what it really means to be super.